So as you can tell by the title, yes, we found out in the 9th grade that my teacher was a porn star. I was gonna tell you guys this story a lot sooner, but it just dawned on me that like I really was kind of traumatized by this, so let me just get right into it. I was in the 9th grade and we went to a Catholic school, by the way, so already this story is starting off very, very taboo. And right when she walked into the classroom, this was the English teacher. We're gonna call her Miss Reva. The first thing that I noticed was this ridiculous trailer park parked down the center of her head. And she was wearing like this peachy blouse type situation that matched her skin tone completely. And I'm just like, bitch, what are you doing? You look ridiculous. Now, I'm not here to talk about anybody or anything, but the bitch was nasty. I'm sorry, she was nasty, greasy, she was filthy, and it was just gross, okay? The first reason why I thought that she was a porn star or something is because she introduced the class like,
hey guys, so I'm your teacher, Miss Reva,
and just like moaning and carrying on and doing all this crazy extra stuff. So I'm just like, this is a Catholic school. I don't know if she knew that when she put in her application. I don't know if she is a Christian woman herself, but like all this moaning and carrying on, not to mention you got minors in here and you look about 32. I'm just like, you're doing the most on the first day. So we were kind of looking, but that's neither here nor there. As time progressed in the class, she continuously started to display more porn star traits. For instance, one time, one of the boys, now you know how like in schools everyone has cliques and stuff like that, so there was like the popular kids and stuff. One of them was named Brandon, so he had like his own little popular clique and he was in the class that I was in. He kind of thought that she was a porn star too, so one day he brought her this apple.
Oh hey Miss Reva, I got you an apple.
And he like gave it to her.
But I brought a token of my appreciation, just thank you.
Y'all,
I was like, Lord, please don't let Monique eat that damn apple. Ain't no telling what type of is going on in them nooks and crannies of her.
a little.
That apple was hot as hell. What am I gonna do with a apple?
She took that apple and she was like,
thank you, Brandon. Thank you.
and like she literally put it in her cleavage. I'm just like, this is seriously the beginning to a bad porno. But you know, like the cool kids and stuff, they get like amused stuff. They like to fuck with teachers, so they thought it was like really amusing. So now at this point, I'm about 30% sure that she's a porn star. So one day we were taking an English test and Brandon dropped a pencil on the floor and it like rolled, like it kind of rolled up to the front, kind of near where Miss Reva's desk was. So he was like,
Miss Reva.
and before he even got out the words, she was like,
Brandon, you dropped a pencil.
and she turned her back, like her ass was facing the class. And she was, yes, she was still wearing her peachy stuff. She bent over and she picked up the pencil, but as she was bending over, she like held her ass in the air for a long time. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, I'm gonna fail the test now because this bitch is just nasty. She is just nasty. Fast forward to a few weeks later. The same kind of similar situation happens where another kid in the classroom, whatever, purposely drops a pencil or a pen or whatever just so that she could pick it up. And she did the same thing. She like bent over, kind of gave her ass a little bit of a shake and stuff towards the class. And the crazy, now this is when I was 60 to 70% sure she was a porn star. When that happened, one of the guys got up behind her and was like, basically like pretending to like fuck her in the air, like stuff like that, like get behind her and stuff. And she started,
Oh my god, go back to your seat.
like she was enjoying the shit. What kind of, what? I'm sorry, I don't know if the archdiocese kind of ran out of their budget for quality teachers or whatever, but at this point, I'm just like really worried. Finally, one day, we were watching this movie that had a lot to do with Greek gods and Greek mythology and things like that. There was this woman named Europa, okay? And then you have Zeus, which is the god. So he basically thought that she was attractive, yada yada yada, and he knew that in order to get her, he would have to turn into the form of like this beautiful like unicorn bull type situation, right? So he turned into like a bull, as my teacher was explaining, and Europa gets on top of this bull. And immediately the bull slash unicorn whatever runs into the ocean, which he's Zeus. He transforms into the form of water, and then he goes up inside of her and has sex with her. This is exactly what she was telling us, word for word. And on top of that, while she was saying it, she was moaning and breathing heavy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. At this point, I'm like 89 to 90% sure she's a porn star. Like, she was like,
Yeah, and he just went up inside and had sex with her.
like, just carrying on, doing the most. The final motherfucking thing, you guys. I walked into school. It was early one morning, towards the end of the semester. I walked into school. It was like 7:30 in the morning. And I see like all the guys huddled up together, like all the popular guys. And I'm thinking to myself, are y'all trying to do kumbaya or some shit? Like, what is this? Like, of course, I walk over to do my little investigation and see what they're looking at. Seriously, when I saw what I saw, I was in fucking disgust. Like, I just really thought to myself, is this real? Is this really happening? She had her legs spread open, okay? Like you would spread Nutella on toasted bread. She had her mouth open looking like a motherfucking blow-up doll. She had pornos, pictures, videos. At this point, I'm 100% sure she's a porn star. They had pulled it up on their phone. Now, how they found it, I don't know. Because clearly, whatever name she was giving us wasn't her real name. I'm just like, oh my God, this is gonna be really, really awkward. So word starts getting around the school. Everybody's like, oh my God, did you hear she's a porn star? Blah, blah, blah. And like the pictures start getting around and yada, yada, yada. And so waiting for her to, I guess, come teach the class and whatnot, she never shows up. She straight up ditched the school. Like, she just didn't come. She was like, fuck this. Because I think what happened was, it was so early in the morning that word kind of got back to the principal or whatever. And he probably ended up seeing it. And the dean probably saw it and verified, like, wait a minute, this is somebody that we hired. And they ended up, I guess, telling her not to come, or they called her and was like, is this true? She was like, I'm not coming, because that's embarrassing. But I'm just like, dang, if she was a porn star, like, it makes so much sense. And her chest was always greasy and stuff. Whoa. But she was a nice woman, don't get me wrong. She was nice, but just a little bit too sexual for my life. So anyway, that's the end of this story time. I have tons more stories from the 9th and 10th grade and things like that. So if you want to hear them, leave it in the comments below. Tell me what you want to hear. And also tell me if you've ever met a porn star or fucking been taught by a porn star, because that was some crazy shit. Anyway, until next time, bye.